Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Welcome once again to another session of Living World of Darkness. This is a scene for the Mage venue. We open up just outside of New York in the lovely city of New Jersey at the graffiti stained halfway house that some of the Magi have learned the Nefandi have been taking up residence. And as usual, we have Elise sitting there, very calmly organizing bits of drugs as they have their labels, most of them this time being opiates, downers, hallucinogens. As she goes through her stack of narcotics, she looks up to the person here with her, the ecstatic known as Violet, and just gives her a bit of a smile.
Violet, for her part, has well, it's actually not the first time that she's been coming to this place uh, after an initial fear, which some people might say is very warranted. Fun place with an Efandi. But strangely enough, she has found herself coming again and again to this house of perdition and spending less time in the Oblivion Chantry, where she still feels like home, but things are changing. She sees that the Chantry is changing, and she's not really comfortable with it, so she actually doesn't spend as much time as she used to in the Chantry. She just pass in, pass out through the Umbra and just run away from her problems to this place where this woman, who, yes, may have very ill reputation, still managed to make her feel a little bit like home, even if it's not the best home. So, what's I mean, shit, you got way more things that we used to. You're making this yourself.
A lot of it, yeah. I have a couple suppliers for the more dangerous things.
Yeah, I guess dangerous things that are better provided by a supplier.
Better than blowing the house up.
Yeah, yeah, no, blowing the house is not a good idea. Have hey, I've got a question actually. Have you uh tried to oh, uh awaken them?
She sort of raises a brow and looks up. No, I haven't. What does that entail?
Yeah, I tried once with some uh uh I'm trying to remember. I think it was a lucid some hallucinogen, and oh, I I tasted the rainbow, uh, and all the colors that weren't there.
I see. Were there any other strange effects?
Uh, well, you know, sometimes sometimes you get a slight headache, nausea, and sometimes your mouth feels like it's full of cotton. Uh, and she thinks, uh, I would say same effect, but multiply it by two at least. So I wouldn't completely recommend the hard one because yeah, the downright is gonna be really rough.
Are they any more addictive?
I don't know actually. I I mean I guess if you're already addicted, uh, you're not gonna want uh, you're not gonna want any one, any different one, because you know awakened drugs like the spirit that is sleeping inside, like it's fully awake. So it's yeah, I guess it could be compared to taking pure cocaine for the first time instead of the shitty one from the back alley.
Interesting. I wonder how that would affect our ability to do magic using these. And she gets a bit of a smirk on her face.
Uh, I mean, I know when I tried like my my spirit my spirit magic went just, and she she just make the big explosion with her hand, like it well, I'm not gonna teach you that drugs can help certain sphere of magic, but yeah, my spirit cycle was boosted as fuck.
Oh, but can't they though?
Huh?
But can't they though?
Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I got what you meant, because I'm only hearing from one of my ears set.
Why don't you think that drugs can help with magic?
Oh, I know it. I know it does. I know it does. It's just I I don't I don't really use it as much as I used to. I don't feel the need to use it as much as I used to.
Why do you shy away from it now?
I'm I'm not shying away. I just do it as a recreational thing. I don't I don't need it, to make the magic happen as much as I used to before. So
She just sort of nods. I suppose that makes sense. I've just always found it much more useful than anything else when it comes to dealing with the forces outside of our own.
mm, I mean, yeah, it it really helps. Like I get it. It helps to project yourself better in a lot of ways. I and it can gives inspiration for drawings and paintings, which are focus that I use a little bit more. Even if I found I found quite recently that uh, pain is also very, very effective.
Elise nods. It's the strongest thing that we feel.
Yeah, I I dislocated my shoulder to escape uh, technocrats. Very, very painful and very effective.
Elise nods. As I understand it, it can be more than just simple physical pain that can motivate, drive our power.
She she's gonna look at her. What do you mean by not just physical pain?
Nobody who comes here because they're happy with their life. Nobody who's content likes to spend their time here with me. So why did you start coming?
She's gonna bite her lips because yeah, it's really spot on. I lost I lost my friend a few months ago, and that drove a rift between me and Naomi. She doesn't show it. She she keeps being Naomi and do what she does, but she's not as closed to me as she used to be. She smiles and she talks to me, but I I can feel not it's not the same. It's, it's kind of the same smile that I saw on one of my guardians. The smile of I smiled because it's convenient. I don't really mean it.
Have you taken the time to gaze into that rift between the two of you instead of simply over it?
What do you mean gazing into the rift?
To see what's there in that blackness.
She's gonna shake her head. No, no, I haven't looked into it.
It's never as empty as you think it is. Scary, perhaps. But those sorts of rifts, the darkness in between, holds a lot of knowledge.
I'm afraid of what I could find in between this rift. I'm afraid that if I look, I I'll see that she's just keeping me around because I'm a burden. That she doesn't know really how to tell me to fuck off.
So you'd rather stay here, chained by a possibility you fear, than be released by the truth?
Been chained all my life. Chained by my my creators. I've been chained by my own scars. I don't know if I can jump again. Naomi was the one who allowed me, was the one who reminded me that I needed to jump and open.
And perhaps you need to find that courage in yourself. She didn't create anything new within you. Surely it's still there.
She's gonna look at her hands as there's there's still a few paint pigments under her nails, but she can still see the small scars that are starting to stack up above her wrists as she she starts to unconsciously touch one of them and looks back at Elise. How do I jump back?
I know a place of communion here, where one can step into the abyss that frightens them, see it for themselves, and unlock the truth within. I cannot create that for you. Creating's beyond my ability. But I can show you, if it'll help, if it's what you want.
She she's going is going to close her eyes as she thinks about all um, all the possibilities that are currently open to her. The possibility to stay as she is, to stay stuck in the chains that she had managed to free herself from, but that she discovered that after the death of Ginger were still there, dragging her down. You can choose to stay or jump. And even if to her jumping means, well, look into a place that she doesn't really want to look into. She has learned that this was also one of the reasons why she joined the Sahajia, was because she wanted to be able to look within herself without being afraid and be able to face her fear and conquer them. So she will open her eyes back as she has made her decision and looks at Elise. Might as well give it a try then.
Before I can take you, we must strengthen your mind, strengthen your resolve, so that when you gaze into the abyss, you master it, rather than being torn apart by it.
She nods. At least I've seen enough corpse of myself to not piece myself at the prospect of what you're telling me. What do I need to do?
Elise will gesture to the sort of buffet that she has out in front of her. Small tastes of oblivion at first, until you're ready to see the entire thing.
And she looks at the different products on the table as she looks back at the temptress. So anyone will suffice. Is this the blue pill ready thing?
See which one calls out to you. That will be the form of oblivion you need.
All right. She looks at the different the different ones that are present, and she will take she will pass her hand over them, trying to decide which poison she is going to take. And yeah. Damn it, I'm trying to refine the drugs list and just go at random. Damn it, where are you, drugs? Where are the drugs when you need them?
I ask myself that every day, buddy.
Okay, drug. Yes, I have it. I have it. Okay, so how many are there? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna roll a d7. and see actually if it works. Like, well, yes, it does work. Okay, I'm going with an opiate. So let's. I guess I will let you choose.
As far as opiates,
Yep.
on her she has heroin, methadone, and morphine.
Let's go with morphine.
A painkiller.
Yeah, appropriate.
Okay. As Violet so chooses, Elise will pick up a sterile needle as well as the very small bottle of morphine and hand it over.
And she will take the needle and the bottle, and she will remember uh, the many times that her friend Naomi had taken such product, and she passed the needle through the bottle as the needle is getting filled with the transparent opiate. And once she has uh, filled the needle, tap she tap it to make make the bubbles of air go away, because it would be kind of sad to kill yourself by having a small bubble of oxygen go to your brain and make a big pop. And she she looks at her veins, who are fairly fairly visible, as she has learned very recently you know all the little paths to cross down the road. And she will take a breath and make the needle pierce her flesh and her arm as it goes into the vein, and she will slowly push the painkiller into her system as it is slowly rising in her bloodstream.
And as the painkiller works its way through Violet's system, she can hear Elise mumbling quietly in a language that she doesn't recognize as the sleepiness, the delirium, and the euphoria wash over her as the pain, both physical, mental, emotional, begins to numb into simply more flecks of oblivion and nothingness. And with this, I believe we can end our scene. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you to our watchers for watching. This has been another scene for Living World of Darkness Street Magic.